साहब, आपको क्या लगता है कि अगर हम एनालाइज करें इस वक्त कि विन विन सिचुएशन के लिए अगर जाते हैं दोनों, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली मुआहिदा तभी होगा कि ईरान को भी कुछ मिल जाए, अमेरिका को भी कुछ मिल जाए और शायद दोनों अपने अपने मुल्कों में जाकर अपनी डोमेस्टिक ऑडियंस को बता सकें कि भाई हमने सरेंडर नहीं किया, हम जीत गए। सो प्रैक्टिकली किस तरह का मुआहिदा, वो मुआहिदा जो दोनों को कबूल हो, उसके खद्दो खाल, उसके पॉइंट्स क्या हो सकते हैं?
Okay, just one word about what the previous guest was saying, because it's on my mind and it'll fill into what we are talking about.
Yeah.
That currently there's a degree of strategic ambiguity. Nobody knows what anybody is doing, and there's a lot of rhetoric from both sides, especially from Donald Trump, and mixed signaling and mixed strategy, uncertainty. And as he rightly said, nobody really knows what he's doing. There was a meme that came out, Zon Su, that Donald Trump doesn't know what he's doing, so nobody else knows what he's doing. And it's a funny aspect of what's really going on. The leaders deliberately avoid being predictable. Sometimes Iran is slightly more predictable, send clear signals, they won't accept this. But by sending mixed signals, both sides, both adversaries and allies are guessing, in theory, and creates a leverage because both sides cannot be sure whether the next step will lead to negotiation or escalation. They just don't know which direction they're going to use. So when you come back down to your situation, I've talked about this before, negotiation, if you go straight into the core issues and the hard red lines when they don't want to move initially, it's hard to move them. It takes time. To think that this peace accord and Islamabad Accord will come about and peace negotiations will be successful immediately is a fool's errand, in the sense that you think that it can happen overnight. It cannot. You have to remember that this conflict has been going on for 47 years.
Yes.
To think that it will just disappear like this because they'll meet and have a chit-chat across the table will work out, no. We're at a time of high tension, mixed signaling, market sensitivity, and at the end of the day, what's going to happen is the way you can see things forward for any potential solution is to look at the peripheral, at the edges, and look at what things that they can agree on. Maqsad, you have those issues that are not so important, are not so significant to the whole picture individually, but if there are a number of them, they can become a point of agreement to pursue towards the red lines then. And this will take time. So they have meetings and they have cross signals. This is where Pakistan comes in handy. Maybe we can agree on one aspect here, they can agree on another, and it may be not the red lines immediately, but slowly that tension breaks. And this is what we're trying to do. That policy tension within the United States breaks as well, and in Iran to some extent, because there have to be give. And you're right when you said they can't be seen to be weak in any way, but the small parts they can give on, not the main issues. Slowly you have lots of small parts agreed to, small, insignificant alone, but together very large, and they can impact the core issues and in fact overwhelm them. So there's agreement on those, and that's how you approach negotiations. You approach negotiations by talking about things that are important to each other that they can agree on, and slowly build that trust to some extent, and it could take more weeks. And it's unfortunate to think that, but look, this has been 47 years. To think that it can happen overnight is not possible, I think, and it's an illusion. But I think we're on the right step, and I think both sides want to negotiate, but they're showing hard line because they have to, in public sentiment, to show strong will and not to give in. And both sides have that reason. But now showing some goodwill, like you said before, like the speaker said, is very important. That goodwill is a small part so they can agree on and slowly come together. It's been a long war, a long conflict, and to resolve it for a long term is what Iran wants, more than anything. Problem is, there's going to be spoilers here. And you know Israel is a big spoiler because they do not want any peace with Iran because they will feel that they're defeated and they will try to spoil this one way or another. And I'm certain something's going to happen in that respect if we come close to negotiations.
Point taken, Dr. Saab. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया डॉक्टर